Okay, I keep forgetting I've got unboxing videos to do. Now I already cut this open and I looked at these. This is from a subscriber, from Parker. Let's see. I think this is copper. Yeah. Sweet. No, copper stuff. I can cut it and use it. What's the diameters and what is the measurements? I'm curious to see. 5/16. Yeah. A little bit more than a 1/4 inch. Yeah, 5/16. Probably has some cracks. Well, it wouldn't be a knapping subject or a subject of interest if it didn't have cracks. I can see some already. Let's see if indeed it has cracks. Let's see, let's move some of this other stuff out of the way. Yeah, the post office mangled that box. I didn't do how soft, you know. They broke the bottom open. See, you can barely see it right there. Luckily, it has a towel inside, so the contents didn't fall out. But yeah, they know where I live, so they keep track of whenever I get a box to make sure they drop it at least once or twice, no matter where I am. Okay. They're worse in Texas, though, I gotta say. I hate to admit it. Oh, this looks like Fort Payne or Hornstone or something similar. This is gonna be nice. It had a crack. It has a crack, but I don't think it's bad. I can work around it. Yeah, I think so. What else is in here? Oh, same stuff. Yeah, same old. It's got some cracks. So there's no mite. It definitely does. You just find it on the ground like that, I suppose, and pick it up. I've picked up rocks like this from landscaping at truck stops in Tennessee, I think, or was it Arkansas? I can't remember. Somewhere around Tennessee, might even been Kentucky. But yeah, they put these kind of landscape rocks in landscapes. I mean, they put these kinds of rocks into landscapes. Just don't take the whole landscape, okay? Pick one or two good ones. That's it. Don't take it all home and experiment with it. No, it's not a good thing when you're outside of a business picking up their landscape. All right. I've had employees film me because just for walking the landscape to see what they got. I didn't pick up anything, and they still filmed me with their phone. Yeah, I've got the word suspicious somehow with invisible ink printed on my forehead because I can't see it, but everyone else seems to be able to see the word suspicious on my forehead. Yeah. Could use some heat. Is it Buffalo River? Well, let's see. If I ever get around to heating it. Yeah, that's probably Buffalo River or Horse Creek. Yeah. This doesn't look like it needs much heat there, but this does. I don't think it's Horse Creek. Yeah, it can be napped raw, but it grades into the nasty stuff. But yeah, I would nap it raw. It naps pretty good, it looks like. Because see, it didn't snap in half. Remember the other stuff I was napping yesterday? The Clovis stuff? I'd take a flake like this. Sometimes it would snap in half. This is not that bad. Oh yeah, this looks like... If it's not Buffalo River, it's pretty close. Yeah. It can be napped raw. So... You don't always have to heat treat stuff like this. What state is it from? Well, let's see. I'm not going to reveal the address. This is Tennessee. Parker's in Tennessee. I'm not going to reveal the address because I want to protect the innocent. Yeah, we protect the innocent on this channel. If you're not innocent, you're fair game. Oh yeah. You got a problem with that? You go to my HR department. Okay. Go to HR and put in a complaint. They'll review it. They'll get back with me. Send me a memo. Yep. Attend the meeting. Just tell me how bad I am. Give me a stern letter with strong wording. And then chuckle as they collect their paychecks. Yep. So hard. The job is so hard. Telling people how they screwed up. Okay. This is actually good. It's good. It's good. Yeah, this is what they call stress-free napping because they're not making nothing. I'm not making anything. It's stress-free. What does it say on this one? Doesn't say anything. Uh-oh, I'm lost. I can't touch it now. It's got no label. I don't know what it is, so I can't nap it. Oh, wait. Here it is. Maybe I can. Almager. Looks like Texas rock. I know who Almager is. But, I don't know. Is that what that say? Is that what that says? Almost. Almost looks like Texas rock. Okay. I thought that said Almager because I know a guy with the last name Almager from Texas. Yeah. But that's neither here nor there, as they say. Yeah, this is good stuff. I missed my swing, but I still got a flake. Yeah, it's a good thing it has a label on it, because if not, I would not have been able to nap it. Old core? I don't know. I think nature does these sometimes. It's not an old core. It's so easy to nap that nature, when it tumbles, it knocks off flakes. Yeah, when it tumbles, flakes get knocked off because it's so easy to nap. So it's not a... I don't think it's an old core because they would have napped it into something better than this because it naps so easily. But you never know. It could have been. I cannot say for sure. I cannot say for sure. If I do say for sure, I'm overstepping my bounds. And you got to go and file another complaint with HR. Give them something to do over there. What is it? Almost looks like Texas rock. Yeah, but this is not Texas rock. No. Texas rock does not nap like this. No. Not even the crud stuff naps this well. I mean, how should I say this? Not even the good stuff on the inside of the cruddy outside from Texas naps this good. Because there's some Texas rock that has some good on the inside and crud on the outside. But it doesn't nap like this. This is a whole different feel. Yeah. Let's see. Let's get some of this stuff out of the way. See, when I try to minimize, I end up stacking everything because I don't want a lot of floor space taken up. So I take everything out of the shop and try to minimize, and then I say, oh, I don't have this in my shop. Oop, I don't have this in my shop. Why can't I have this within reach? So I start bringing more stuff in, and it ends up getting stacked. I have stacks of stuff now, where I used to have only 1 or 2 items. Uh-oh. Oh yeah, this is labeled Fort Payne. Let's see. Is Fort Payne a pain to nap? It can be, yes. But this looks okay. Do I see some Fort Payne points in my future? Yes. When? Your guess is as good as mine, and you usually guess better than I do. I don't guess well when it comes to planning stuff. Ancient spall? Could be. Yeah, it could be, but it's really wonky. But this culture could make wonky spalls. I don't know. But it looks like it's a tumble flake. A TF. TF is a tumble flake. Yeah. That's what I would think, because I've seen spalls and I've seen bifaces, hundreds of them. They don't look this wonky. Nature likes to do the wonky ones. Yeah. The human-made ones are a little more regular. Old spall, yeah, it could be. It's just really, really damaged. A spall, or, well, not necessarily a spall, but a biface, and sometimes a spall will have a more regular edge without so much damage. Like it'll have the original flake edge on a spall that's made by a Native American. It won't be this damaged. Or if it's a biface, it'll have a better edge than this. Because usually when you spall it or you biface it, you don't leave these thick parts on the ends and thick square edges. Usually you don't leave the thick square edges on stuff from the quarry. It's so easy to thin these down. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And you can flatten it. As it was 4 hits. That looks more like an old spall. Something that's flattened and thinner on the ends with not much work to do. So my bet would be that some of these look like natural, not man-made tumblestones. Natural tumblestones. Now it could have been a spall that got washed into the river and tumbled, and yeah, but you can't say, oh, I know this was tumbled for 14 days in a 40. Let's say the current speed was 15 knots, and it probably traveled 800 feet, and it was originated in a campsite that was spalling these types of rocks. I can't be saying that kind of stuff because I'd be making all that stuff up. But that's what you would have to know if it was actually tumbled in a stream after being spalled. You should be able to go into that kind of detail. If you can't, you're just making it up. All right. Wait a second. He gave me some money to do something. Hold on. I don't want to reveal any special projects and give you guys any ideas unless it's a good idea. Let me see. Oh yeah. I'm going to copy a point. Yes, I am. Okay, the one that he says looks like Texas rock. I hope I didn't eliminate the designation on it. Where is it? Sometimes I wipe it out. Okay. This one. Alright, so this one, you would like a copy of a point in that one. Let me see. Excuse me while we pause for station identification. Okay, I'm going to send back this point. What is it? It's for borrowing only. I have to wrap it with 18 wraps of paper towel. Oh yes, this is like a dovetail but resharpened. It's got some beveling. Yeah, that's an impact fracture. Looks like it's got some resharpening, and they didn't care, did they, about the wonkiness? Yeah, the base and the stem is nice. There's some clipped ears on here. See how clipped they are? Now, I don't know if that was done on purpose or not. I have not seen that done on purpose. If it gets scraped, like if it goes through something and they get scraped, this is a natural burin from impact damage. If these ears are sticking out and it gets bumped by a bone or some other thing, it'll burinate that. But it looks so perfect that it might be just a design feature of this particular napper, that he did those burins on purpose. So yeah, I'm going to do the burins on purpose. Yeah, the edges are kind of wonky. It is ground down. It's ground down right here. The notches are stalled, which means that they, I don't know if they intentionally ground them down inside the notches, but they're stalled and ground down. Yeah. This part inside the notch is still sharp. The edge is still sharp, but it's a picked edge. It looks like they picked both sides. See how they picked that edge and they picked that edge? They're picking at it on both sides. So it's not a traditional, or what I would call a representative example of beveling. Although it does have a twist to it. See that? Even though, yeah. It looks like they were starting to redo the point, but didn't finish. See that? That's a little bit of a zigzag at the tip to try to start that again. But they didn't do it. They didn't finish it. Because if it was impact damage that was just left alone, you would see the break from the tip through that whole area and not an attempt to sharpen the tip. See, they sharpened it. Now they could have fired it again with this burin on the side because they thought, man, it's still kind of sharp. Yeah, we just throw it again. And then broke off the tip. But you can see that they napped right through that little dip right there. But I'm gonna reproduce this so it looks pristine and not damaged at all. But I am gonna put those little bearings on the ears. Yeah. Okay. But this is a borrowed. It's only borrowed. I can't keep it. Okay. No, not that way. All right, I'm going to put this with the rock that he wanted to use to duplicate it. All right, and if I find something else that I can duplicate it with in here, I'll use that too. So I'll make two of them like that. All right, so what is it? Is it labeled odd shaped but glassy? Yeah. I'm so glad he put the labels on. That way I can nap it. Glassy only on this part is it glassy. It's like the rest on the other parts. On the inside it's like everything else. Yeah. It's only glassy on the weathered spots. Yeah. No labels? No labels. Oh no. I can't nap it. Sorry. It's not nappable. I don't know what it is. If I don't know what it is, what's the sense of napping it? Yeah. Some of you guys are going, he's not serious, is he? Oh, he's not being serious? Well, when you stop asking me to identify rocks, that's when I'll start napping them, the ones that are unidentifiable. Yeah. Because why would you ask me to identify rocks? Why? Because you think you can't nap it unless it's identified? Well, if that's the way you think, I'm not going to nap anything that I can't identify. Yeah. See how you like it? You like it? This is the part where I lose a bunch of people. What is it? Uh-oh, I can't nap this one either. I don't know what it is. Yeah. I don't know what it is. Quick, someone tell me what it is so I can nap it. Those of you who are new, you're going to find out that I mess with my viewers all the time. Oh, yes. I like to mess with you measly Mises. What is this? All I know is it's good. Yes. Good. It's good. This is all good. Golly, I got a lot of good stuff to work with. Small bifaces he made. Ah, I see. So let's see. That's going to be, I'm going to put that in with the artifact and the reproduction stuff. That way I can do a video on trying to finish these out, right? I should do that. Or how about doing it on this video? There's only 24 minutes. I've got an hour and 10 minutes left. Or maybe he does not want to have these finished out. This is the almond shape. So is this one. These are almonds. Yeah. You gotta listen to the Allman Brothers Band when you're napping the almonds. Yeah, this is almond. It's almost a pumpkin seed, but it's not there yet. It's starting to develop a little curve too. And this one looks like you might have snapped it and then just pressure flaked on it a little bit. Maybe some indirect percussion on it. Slightly. It's probably a snap and a half. Some people will find stuff like this and say, "Oh, it's a scraper, thumb scraper." Where it could be just a doodle from a Native American. See, bifaces that he made. So you find these, it looks like it could be a scraper, but it's actually a doodle that a napper was making that was just learning to nap. And it's not a scraper. Yeah. Unless this is a scraper and he just mixed it up with the stuff that this was what he napped and this isn't. But I don't know. To me it looks like an almond that he did. That's my non-expert opinion. Yeah. You didn't know there was such a thing, huh? Let's see what this does. It's not labeled as a certain material, so I don't know if I'll be able to nap it, but we'll see. Don't worry, I didn't put anything on top of your artifact. There's no way I'm going to break that. That's going to be on the very top right there. And very, very generous of you to loan me that so that many people can see, as long as I didn't lose too many people when I started to make fun of everybody. The diehards are still here, so those are the important ones. They get to see the artifacts. The other ones that are crybabies, they already left. They don't get to see the artifacts. No. Alright, so this naps fairly well as a material. Yeah. Oh yes. There we go. Let's do it. Let's do the thing. Voila. What can we make out of this? This has nice color. And he already abraded all the edges. I don't need to abrade the edges any right now. I can just flatten it. Now, if this is an artifact, you're seeing how easy it is to nap. As far as the material goes. Napping in general is not easy, but there are easier materials than other materials. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Jelly bean. So that's why I say easy to nap, because of the material. Now this is not one of those 1, 2, 3 and make something out of it. Turning it from an almond into a very flat preform takes several steps. First, you attack the worst first. I attack the worst spots first. And then I go around and abrade everything. And then I attack the ends, thin down the ends. I gotta always make sure the ends are thinned down, even on a small piece. They still snap in half. Yeah, and you can still get snap in half from the fact that it's unbalanced. It needs thin ends with a thick middle. even when it's small. Even though it's less likely to break when it's small, still will break in half due to heavy ends. And with such large flake removals, relatively speaking, you lose a lot of the edge because you have to hit really hard, and a lot of times those hard hits remove a lot of the edge. Yeah. So you end up with a smaller, much smaller piece than you thought you might. But you've got to try to minimize the loss. That takes time. Yeah. So save up all your almonds and work them later. Yeah. So what am I going to make out of it? Triangle. I'm already done. I'm just messing with it now. Really? No. Goobers, I already told you that. I mess with you. Goobers. Don't get it. Dum-de-dum-de-dum. The ends are still not thin enough. I can still break it in half quite easily. But did you see what I did? No? I talked about stupid stuff instead of showing you exactly the play-by-play of how I remove each flake and why or why not. Like, why didn't I remove a flake from here? That's what I would have done first. Or as an example, right? I would have removed a bunch of this stuff. Why did you start grinding it already? There's many ways to do it. You ask me why. Because I didn't want to do it that way. It's about the want. Yeah. What drives these wants and not wants? Several factors. And some of them are subconscious. So that I have no way of knowing exactly why. Or sometimes I just don't notice. Yeah, you're right. I could have done some more thinning without the next phase of abrading, because there was still some opportunities I didn't take. But don't worry about those. Yeah. You proceed in how you want to proceed. And you might say, well, the way I proceed always makes it cruddy. If I know why you do things, then I won't make the mistakes. That's not true. Because you'll make the mistakes anyway. Believe me. If I tell you all the reasons why I do stuff, you'll still make the mistakes. Yeah. So don't worry. It doesn't help you. You're going to have to learn on your own. The hard way. Sometimes it even hampers your learning if you try to copy exactly the way I do it. It might even hurt your learning. You might not might not be inclined to nap in the way that I do. So it would be an entirely new experience for your brain to do it my way. that is detrimental to your learning. It might make you suffer more to try to copy exactly what I do. Just keep that in mind. There's nothing wrong with copying another napper's technique. It's perfectly fine. But what I'm saying is, and I'm serious, it could actually prevent you from learning if for some reason you just can't do it the way I'm doing it, or you have no idea how to proceed in the way that I'm proceeding. And every time you try to learn this way, you get flabbergasted or dumbfounded or lost in limbo. Okay? So just be aware. You might say, I would learn if you just explain it. Yeah, I've tried to explain it in videos. I got lots of videos. Go back to my earlier ones. I have a lot more explanations in my earlier videos. If you notice, I have a number in front of each video. This is probably number 1890 something. I have 1,890 videos. There's got to be some in there that you can benefit from if you want some explanations. I do try to explain some of those videos, play by play, step by step. The video will say something like fully explained or something like that in the title. Fully explained is my favorite way to let you know that there's a lot of explanations in there. Just type in Jack Crafty fully explained. Yeah. As a YouTube search. You know how to do YouTube searches, I hope. If you don't, figure out how to do a YouTube search for Jack Crafty fully explained Flintknapping. And I think there's several, which means there's more than 4 fully explained videos. I don't know. I haven't looked that up under that search term in a while, so I often look up my own videos under certain search terms so I can tell people what to look for, because I know what's going to pop up. I can't remember what pops up when you type in Jack Crafty fully explained. I can't remember. But you get the idea. And I didn't always use those diamond needle files and some of these other tools like the copper rods just by themselves. I used to put these copper rods into plastic like this and nap with the rods in the plastic when I didn't want to spend too much money on the copper rods. Yeah. Now I have some extra money I can use for this stuff, so I don't mind buying the big rods. They're more expensive than just inserting partial rod tips. Yeah. But this makes tool construction so much easier. You know, it's just the rod, and I just put it behind my knee. That's it. There's no fuss, no muss, no set screws, or having to drill out the hole in a perfectly straight manner or perpendicular to the flat edge at the top. There's no fuss. Yeah. I don't like all the fuss. Some people say, why don't I do this or that to my tools? Yada, yada, yada. I say, I don't like tool maintenance. Tool maintenance is one of my nemesis. One of my nemesises? Or is my nemesis? one of the reasons why is I can't stop. Once I start doing my tool maintenance, I want to do all of them and then start making new tools, because I remember, oh, this tool didn't work out so great, so I need to make another one, thicker metal or thinner metal. So hold on, before I start grinding away on it, let me make a new one that's a little bit better, and then I can start grinding away on it. And then, you know what? Why don't I make one out of steel as well as copper? That way I can do a video on the differences. So here I go, I'm making one out of steel and one out of copper. And should I sharpen them in the same way? Or what's the best way to sharpen the steel compared to the copper? I wonder. Maybe I should do that video on that. And then it just goes on and on. And I haven't even done anything yet. It's all in my head. I have to go into the tool maintenance with the mindset, I'm just gonna put the new tip on it. I'm just gonna take this out, put a new tip, and sharpen it, and that's it. Nothing else. Okay? Okay. Promise? I promise. Really? Yeah, that's all I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna mess with it. I'm not even gonna start napping on something else while I'm here, because I forgot or whatever. I need to finish that one. I'm not gonna use it to nap anything right now. I'm just gonna take this out, put a new tip in, and sharpen it. That's it. I wish. Snap the tip off. See that? I didn't snap it off. I flaked it too much. I flaked it with too much force. Yeah. So to get rid of the curve, I had to take off some length. So a lot of my videos are like that too. Just gonna sharpen the tip and leave it. That's it. I'm not gonna do anything else. I'm not gonna do anything else. Okay? Okay. Really? Yeah, that's it. That's all I'm gonna do. Don't worry, this is the only piece from this box I'm gonna nap also. Alright? Just this. That's it. Focus. Don't forget. This is the only thing you're going to do is sharpen the tip. That's it. Don't be looking at it too much. Don't be thinking about it too much. That's it. Be looking at no lumps. You're gonna thin the edge and put a tip on it only. Yeah. That's it. Now what else? Should I continue? 44 minutes? Dang it. We're only 44 minutes into it. Too much time left. I know I don't have to do nothing else, because you already seen a gazillion videos on what to do now. So I don't have to do nothing else. No, that's it. What are you doing? Why are you grinding that? What are you doing? Why are you grinding that flaker and putting it behind your knee? And getting it all set up with a dull edge. see where you're trying to sneak. You're trying to sneak some more flakes. Alright, that's it, right? I'm going to push my luck all the way down the edge. Yeah. Why? Because I want to. That was my dad coughing on the monitor, in case you're wondering. He might have snuck a cracker when I wasn't looking. He just got some snacks right there next to him. I usually try to be there when he's eating something, that way. If anything goes down the wrong pipe, I can be there. That's alright. He doesn't have any food in his mouth. Nope. He's alright. We're going to finish this up anyway, so I can go inside. Let's see. Yeah. That's it. It's thinned down enough to make something out of. One more. Let's see if it did it. Yes. It did it. There you go. From here, there's a lot of options. Oh yeah. Let's see what it is. 27 millimeter. Why does it have to be an odd number? Okay. Let's make it 28. 28 millimeter. What is it on the thickness? Come on. I can't see. There it is. If I cheat, it's like 3 millimeter. Come on. Why is it blurry? Don't become blurry. 4 by 28, easy, 7-1. So at 6-1 is when you can pretty much make anything. 7-1 is even better. Now, hopefully that wasn't blurry when I was sending those flakes in. But yeah, it napped well. There wasn't any imperfections or major problems with the consistency in this material. And it pressure flakes well, so I could patch it up with some pressure if I wanted to. If I made a mistake with the indirect percussion, I can try to get it with the pressure flakes. Yeah. Okay. There you go. That's it.